Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm talking about the hacker that has been plaguing Titanfall 2 and a little bit about what I think is going on, or like my opinions on it. So, first things first, there's a hacker that's fucking around with Titanfall 2 multiplayer servers. They're basically DDoSing it, so whenever you get into a game, um, like if you get into a match, you get booted off pretty much. Your ping will go up to like 2,000, 4,000, probably higher. Um, and then the game either freezes or crashes or kicks you off of it because reasons. Now, this hacker obviously is a shitty person. I don't know why they're doing it. They're just arseholes. Whether or not it's because they got killed too many times and they're raging so hard they're going to get back at the company, or they just don't like the game, or they don't like how successful it's been, I don't know. But they're just arseholes. They are. They've done a lot to the game as well. Like they've made it completely unplayable. So unless you're willing to do the multiplayer campaign, like unless you're just willing to do the campaign like over and over again, there's no way to play the game. Like even in private lobbies, you can't play it. And well, this is kind of linking on to something that happened in the original Titanfall, where that got hacked and no one could play it, just like now with Titanfall 2, and it just needs to stop. Like, so many people play the game, it is unbelievable. Now, I like the game. I haven't played it very long. I played it like a couple of months now, but I've loved it. It's been probably one of my favourite games, um, at least in my top few, because it is just so fun. Um, it's definitely my favourite first-person shooter, like by a long shot. Like, it's got so many good things going for it, and to be ruined by a single hacker is kind of disheartening for it, or like for me to see that happen. Now, what Respawn and EA are doing, which are the two like main games companies behind Titanfall, is nothing. The last I heard, they had like two members of staff working on it, trying to fix the issue, which is just ridiculous. Like they're expecting two people to stop an entire hack that's stopping their entire servers, their entire game being playable, and they're still selling the game. They are still selling Titanfall 2 as this video is up. At least I think so. It's been a while since I've like played it, but or like checked the store for it because obviously I own it and stuff. So they've basically they're still getting money from it. They're still getting paid for having the game on whatever store they are selling it at, and they're doing nothing about it. They're just taking money. You get a campaign. That's it. Now, don't get me wrong, the campaign's good, but the fact that you can't do multiplayer is just ridiculous. Like, I know they aren't. Like, the way that I think about it is they've pretty much given up, is what I think. Because if they actually, like, cared about the game, then they would do something about it, you know? Like, I just don't think they care about it. They're focusing on Apex, which is having the exact same issues, where there's this DDoSer that's attacking streamers, big, small, whatever the fuck, you know? And the exact same thing's eventually going to happen to Apex. You know, they're just leaving two Titanfall games, like leaving them dead pretty much. They're just letting them die. Like their player counts are just dropping day by day. of just people giving up trying to get into servers, and they are doing nothing about it other than these two people who I feel sorry for. You know, the thing is that, like, I know it's like two minds against one, but they should still have more staff on this. If they had, like, even a team of 5 or 10 people, like, it would be more than two. Like, between EA and Respawn, two, like, massive gaming companies, they should be able to put together a team of more than two. Like, they just should. It should just be standard. Like, they have hundreds of people working on Apex. You know, they have tons of people working on it, but nothing for Titanfall, pretty much. They've got all of this equipment, all of this fancy stuff, but none of it for the game that's being hacked. None of it for the game that's been completely shut down, completely ruined, for taking care of their current popular game, which is fair enough for a gaming company to do, but just tell people that. Tell people that you're not going to be fixing it, Titanfall, or, like, just take it off of the stores. Like, they're making money from a game that is broken. And I think that is disgusting. Like, to have the resources that they do and to not do anything about it is just ridiculous. They haven't acknowledged it either. Like, people have been going up to them for ages, talking to them about it, and they are just not talking about it. They're not doing any posts about it. They're not doing anything about it. And I think with Apex, they've got the exact same thing coming. So they've got this massive team working on Apex at the moment who are doing nothing for the game. Because people are still getting DDoS now. People are getting kicked from lobbies all the time. And eventually it's going to end up just affecting everyone that tries to play the game. Just like it did with Titanfall. It was like, it started off with a bunch of streamers that were streaming it and then getting kicked off. And then it went to the general public, and now no one can play it because of one guy. Now, Apex, streamers getting kicked off of the servers, off the lobbies, out of games, DDoSers are going crazy, and Respawn are doing pretty much nothing to solve it. And I just think it's so ridiculous how they're not doing anything about any of this. Like, what I hope is that they're either doing more for Titanfall 2 than they're admitting, and they've got, like, some back plans for it, or, like, they're going to release a solo offline version of the multiplayer, kind of like how Call of Duty Black Ops games do it, or just all Call of Duty games. Or maybe if they do, like, Titanfall 3 next year, preferably this year, but I don't think that would happen because we would already have trailers or something at least. But there's nothing, there's no news about Titanfall at all. They're just focusing on Apex, which is suffering with the exact same issue that Titanfall is, and I think it's just ridiculous. Now, this was kind of a different video, I suppose you could say, because it was more of a news video, slash rant, but it needs to be said. I know a lot of people are saying it at the moment, you know, there's a lot of videos online about this, probably a lot more informative than mine, but, you know, I just thought if I can bring any awareness about what's going on, then I should. Like, I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. I have no clue. But for Titanfall's sake, for Apex's sake, just please bring this up to Respawn. Please share this with as many people as you can to get Respawn's attention. Oh, one last thing is, I speak as a member of the Apex and the Titanfall communities, I guess, and I think there's just this ridiculous divide at the moment. Because, Titanfall was getting hacked, and then there was the Save Titanfall thing on Apex, where a hacker hacked the servers and had this thing where you couldn't get into matches unless you reloaded the game and did all of this shit. And it was wrong. Like, I don't know who did it, but they shouldn't have done that. It was a good way, it was a smart idea to try and bring it to Respawn's attention, or like EA's attention, but they just didn't do it in the right way. Now everyone's like going on about this divide, I guess. Like, I've heard that the Apex players hate Titanfall players, and Titanfall players are now raging at Apex players, and there shouldn't be. We're both complaining about the exact same thing. The same thing is happening to both of our games, like both of our communities, both of our favourite things to do. We should be working together to bring it to Respawn's attention. So that's just my thought, that's just my input. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, all of that usual stuff. Share it with people, get the word out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.